So when you're in an accident, sometimes it is so hard to know what steps you should take first. If you're looking for the right team to take care of you, well, Forman and Associates might be just the right fit. Joining me now with more on everything they have to offer is Larry Forman. First time here at Great Day Live. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
It's a big time here today. We're excited to have you, and we've seen the commercials, we've heard about you, but talk a little bit more for people so they understand like how long you've been in business and why that's important to you.
Sure. So I've been in business for just over a decade. I started out right after law school. I hung up my own shingle, and I've been doing mostly criminal work with a primary specialization in DUIs in the beginning. And that's really where I got my name. I love to litigate cases, which is so rare these days, I've noticed. So I decided to kind of carve a niche for myself and kind of create this brand out of nothing. And the brand was and still is the DUI guy. And now the natural transition into car accidents, which I realize there's a market with all these big gurus, you know, the Isaacs and the Morgans of the world, but there is no real niche for individuals who are seeking the same type of representation, but don't want to go through the gears of the machine, if you will.
Yeah.
So being like a small boutique, we are able to provide a quality, great service to individuals who are, you know, maybe not so keen on the big machine firms.
Or worried they're going to get lost in it, right? Like, how important is my case? What about me too, you know? Well, you mentioned kind of your background there. As a former trial attorney, how does that benefit and kind of aid you? And how do you like let people know, hey, having this background is going to help you in the long run?
So litigators get much better results for people. And it's the simple reason of, in the criminal realm and in the civil realm. In the criminal realm, prosecutors, when they know that a trial attorney is coming on the case, there are more apt to either settle because they know, especially if the case is not strong. If the case is strong, it's going to go to trial no matter what for the prosecution. But the same applies to the civil realm with insurance companies. When an insurance company knows that certain firms do not go to trial and they settle everything that comes their way, they have no reason to bring their settlement offer up.
Right.
They keep it low because they know eventually
they're going to take this.
It's a question of time.
Move on to the next. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, right.
So
knowing the ins and outs.
Why would you want to hire a firm that does that? You know.
Why? Tell us about like the no fee guarantee. What is that?
The no fee guarantee is very simple. You don't pay unless we get paid. So if we get paid from the insurance company, the lawyers take a cut, we take a cut, and the client gets the rest.
Right.
But if we are unable to get a settlement, let's say there's a question of liability, you know, let's say the insurance company claims that the client was the one at fault for the accident, for example, and they don't want to pay, and they're saying $0. And let's say we go to litigation, and we even maybe set the case for trial, and we try the case, and the jury says, no, liability is on you, sorry, $0.00. All the time that we have spent in the case, that's just our loss. The client, unfortunately, still ends up with nothing, but we don't charge for the work that we have done.
Right. So since you're now focused on being the car crash guy, what main tips would you, if you could name 3 things, if you're involved in a car accident, and I know there's so much like going on, you want to make sure everybody's safe, do we need to go to the hospital, but what do you need to like mentally checklist if you're in that situation?
So number 1, make sure that if you are injured or feeling injured or in pain in any way, shape, or form, your primary concern should not be about your vehicle. I know vehicles cost a lot of money and they can be a total drag. But you have to focus because you only get one human body.
Right.
And if you don't take care of that body, you are in for some trouble. So make sure if you're feeling hurt, do not move, do not get out of the car, call 911 if you're able, or have someone else call 911 if you're unable, and make sure that you get the proper treatment. That's number 1. Number 2, if you are able to walk around and you are able to get out of the car, if there are no injuries or they're not so severe, maybe it's a headache or something like that, make sure to take photos of everything. Because sometimes, especially post-COVID, no offense to LMPD, but I have seen they fail to take photos of the simple scene of the accident. You can fix that gap by taking photos of your vehicle, the other vehicle, the scene. One thing that people most often forget to take photos of is the road. You know, because the marks on the road can indicate who was the one braking or not braking when they should have, or something like that. So photos are going to be able to allow you to build the case with the insurance company. Same with point number one, with the injuries. And number three, most importantly, if you are able, make sure to get the other person's contact information. Usually that will be in the police report, but sometimes police are not called to the scene, especially in the minor fender bender. And once that person leaves,
You're out of luck.
you're out of luck.
You
You're not
sure
going to
are.
find them.
You sure are. All great tips there. Larry, great to meet you. Thanks for
Likewise.
stopping by. For more information, if you want to reach out to Larry, just go to thecarcrashguy.com.